So who we have here is who do we have?
Raymond O'Brien, pleased to meet you.
And where are you from, Raymond?
I'm from Dartford, Kent, UK, just outside of London.
Okay, great. Now, we just wanted to ask you a couple of questions because you seem to be, and it's not just seeming to be, but you really are a positive person.
It's nice to hear that. I don't see myself as that. I see myself as a really humble person. But to hear that, I was just downstairs as I came walking up. A woman came up to me who'd seen my talk. And she said, "You really have some positive energy." So I suppose if people say it enough, I've got to believe it, Rob.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's true. Now, how do you think you came about that? What would you say, how did you come about being such a positive person?
Ooh, well, that's a long question. So that question could easily take an hour. So what I'll try to do, I'll give you the highlights.
Okay.
I'm a near-death survivor. I think it's 13 cardiac arrests now, resuscitated 13 times. Had a very unusual lifestyle before, very much into drink and drugs, running away from fear of that I had to change, didn't want to change. I was kind of like better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. So I stayed where I was, had these near-death experiences. And which was, how long ago was that now? That was 11 years ago, when all the cardiac arrests started. The last heart attacks was in April. And I think I came to the realization that you can't afford to be negative, Raymond. I'm not saying I'm positive all the time, Ron. I think that's an impossibility.
Yeah.
Because there has to be a balance in life. But one of the things that was kind of like the catalyst for me to be positive was I sat at my kitchen table with my mother when she was alive, and she asked me, "Why do you think you're back here?" And I was really stumped. And I said, "I don't know, Mum." And she said to me, "You're back here to help people." And it angered me because I thought, is that all? I thought there must be more than that. Anyway, over a period of time, she passed from frontal lobe dementia. So I'd watched her die, and a period of about 11 days. And before she passed, she had the strength to touch my right arm. I was sitting next to her. She said, "You'll be okay now. You can take care of yourself." And that was like ringing a bell. I just heard it. It made me be the man that I always wanted to be, and finally leave the old Raymond behind.
Right.
So that's kind of what I did. But it wasn't an instant thing. You know, I'm 58 now, so it's taken 58 years to learn the skills on how to be positive and multiple life experiences. So it's been a conscious effort. But now I try to be as positive as I can in the right situations. I still have level black moments, as I think many do. So I think it's important to recognise that it can't always be 100% positive.
Okay, and it seems like as you're winding this up, you've already given some suggestions, but do you have anything that you might want to add to the suggestions to others like myself and other people of what to do to be positive, especially those who are in a negative frame and don't know it?
Yeah, and that's I've learned a really good answer to that, probably over the last week. So to sit here and I mean, you know, Ron, we had this connection virtually straight away, and I love that. So it's soul touching soul. So in the answer to that, what can we do? Is you need to look at how you have bridged from where you are to where you are now. And within that answer, within that front of how have I coped to get to this point so far, even though you may be at level black, it's important to realise what skills you have or your soul has which still carries you this far, because you're still doing something really darn important, you know, and we need to be self-aware of who we are So it's something which I think one of my philosophies of life to aid with that is never give up. And I know that's an easy off-the-cuff statement to make, but it's something which I have learned. And honestly, like many others who are at this convention, you know, many of us have been on the edge. So it's something which I would always say, go back. What has brought you here? I use the three S's: stillness, silence, and solitude. And you need that to understand who you are. And it's a skill. It's not a gift. It's a skill to keep you here and to keep you positive. Just like I know you play, and if you didn't practice your saxophone, you wouldn't be as well as you play now. Same as if I don't practice my guitar, I'll always be at one level. So the same rules are applicable to life. And it's part of us. Playing an instrument is part of us. But, you know, again, if we didn't stick to certain ways of doing it, we'd never get to where we would like to be. So that is the bridge that I'm talking about. It's almost like a rainbow bridge. Like, you know, it's like, I know I'm really deep at the moment, dark and depressed, but how have I coped over the last 11 years? Like, you know, there has to be something that you learn from that. You know, and I think by having the three S's, it will allow you to sit down and think, okay, the environment has a huge impact of where you are, where you work, you know, who you're married to, and you know, all of this comes into play. You desperately need to look at that, you know, because you will get answers. You might not get all of them, but the most important thing to remember is that, again, it's back to playing an instrument. That's the only analogy that I find is applicable to a lot of people. It's the practice. Stop and take that time out and go, well, you know, I've made it for the last 11 years. How have I made this for the last 11 years? And because you're asking those questions, you've already done the hard work. So it's going back and finding how have I done that.
Okay, repeat those three for those who are listening, just so they can write them down.
It's the three S's, people: stillness, silence, and solitude.
Great.
They're almost like my life mantra.
All right. And there was one thing, we had a conversation earlier. This is the end of our talk here. But you said there was 3 words, 3 letters that you noticed in my book that struck you.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you what they were.
Yes, please. I'd like you to.
G-O-D.
Ah.
And the impact.
I remember saying that. Yes. Do you know what? I'm embarrassed to say, and almost ashamed, that it was a path I didn't follow, and it took me to be struck down to realise and openly admit. I've done interviews on YouTube. The man dies 10 times and goes to heaven. Amit Kane show on the BBC and stuff like that. I actually confessed on the Amit Kane show. So I just looked, you know, Amit, I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe in God. I've come out of the closet with it. Like, you know, it's because so many people diss God. They you know, it's just a no-no to them. You know, and I was one of those. So, yeah, that 3-letter word has been profound. How can I deny the wonderment of what I've experienced when I'm an extremely poor man? But when I was invited to come here from London to do this, somehow, Ron, my funding was met. You know, it was enough, and my whole goal is the mission statement is God will get me Ray's Ranch. Ray's Ranch will help me to help others to be where I was. And here today, somebody actually said, I might be able to help you with that. So it's these wonderments, like, you know, all you people out there who are watching this, it can happen. Honestly, it can happen. My life was turned inside out, like, you know. I lost my career, I lost my family. I still love my beautiful sister. I've still got my 2 brothers, but it's taken 11 years and a belief in God to get me to where I am, to sit in front of you, you wonderful man, and so that's where I am. So don't give up, people.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, Ron. You're welcome. I'm touched.
I wish I could pay you for this.
You don't have to. You pay me, man. You pay me with your soul, and you know, it's a give and give.
Thank you so much.
Love you for that, man. Thank you.